Hi guys, we are from Make It and we are for the nation. Yeah, our whole target is to empower the young generation with our videos and the knowledge that we are going to transform. And yeah, today I would like to talk about certain things about artificial intelligence, and it's one of the recent budding or trending term that is often hearing in the market and in the conferences, and even if we take some TED talks, this artificial intelligence is a buzzword. And coming to the definition, yeah, John McCarthy is considered to be the father of the artificial intelligence. And according to the definition, it is all about mimicking the intelligence of a machine to the intelligence of a human being to the machine. Yeah, it's something like how the human will think, will behave, or will react, or will respond. Yeah, all such things should be implanted in the missions. So that is all about artificial intelligence. And yeah, there is a very big myth in the market. Yeah, of course, sometimes true. Do techies are going to lose their jobs after this AI automation? Yeah, up to certain extent, it is true actually. Why? Because if everything is done by the computers automatically, then of course we will be having a chance of losing the jobs. And yeah, it is all there when computers were launched for the first time also. There was such a similar discussion, and in fact a lot of jobs were gone. But there is a saying in English: if one door is closed and there are 100 doors open, and it is all about us, which we look into them and we have to search for them, and then how to go on with your next level of opportunities. So yeah, it's all as a token of example. I have taken the Bangalore. Earlier it was considered to be the golden city of India, and later slowly this IT has its own footsteps in the metro cities, such that IT was ever one of the fastest growing, and things happened in the metro cities in their development and in providing a lot of opportunity. And in fact, they have changed the city status. The metropolitan have were become somewhat like IT hubs of India. Yeah, Bangalore is one such example. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, if there is one thing that is coming from the market which is creating some sort of unemployment, then there are certain other things that are going to generate employment. We have to move on with the other things. And anyhow, this data science or artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning, they are all the buzzwords in the market as of now. Yeah, coming to the timeline of artificial intelligence, actually in the year 1950, the Turing test was launched, yeah, which is used for evaluating the intelligence of a machine. And in the year 1955, for the first time, the term AI was coined by John McCarthy during a conference which is devoted for the same. And yeah, it's not a brand new one, it's older, and it's there in the market, it's there in the discussions, and plenty of things were happened as far as this AI is concerned. And there are plenty of products in the market also as far as this AI is concerned. Like in 1961, there is a product called Unimate, which is the first industrial robots which can do certain things on its own. And in 1964, the first chatbot was released, named Eliza, yeah, which is the foundation for all the chatbots that are existing now, like Siri of what is that, Apple, or Cortana of Microsoft, and Watson of IBM, or if you take Google Assistant, anything, or Alexa of Amazon, yeah, anything. If I take anything, the basic inspiration has come from this Eliza. And in the year 1966, there is a product launched called Shaky. It is a first mobile robot, yeah, which can do certain things. It has some wheels, it can move here and there, and it can do certain things. And after that, there has come a point in the market that this AI is not going to work after a certain point. And that with that discussion, this AI has losing its market he is losing its importance in the corporate, in the academia, etc., such that almost all the companies have given up except US defense. It still had hope and it continues its research in artificial intelligence, except that US defense, all other have left this artificial intelligence, and that period is called AI winter. AI winter is something like a dry days of artificial intelligence. And again in 1997, the company IBM came out with a program called Deep Blue, which is a chess program, and this program has defeated the world grandmaster Garry Kasparov of Russia. And after that, Kismet is another product that was launched from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It is also an intelligent robot, and it is a first robot that is intelligent enough in dealing with the emotions of the human. And after that, a toy and a Roomba, an automatic vacuum cleaner, and the Siri of Apple, and the Watson from IBM, and Eugene is another one that has passed the Turing test. It's a chatbot actually. It has passed the Turing test. And Alexa of Amazon is launched in the year 2014, and in the year 2016, a product called Tay from Microsoft. It is also a chatbot, but it has not performed that much decently, with some abusive and some racial contradictions. Yeah, it has faced a lot of rumors at those days. And after that, AlphaGo game was released from a company called DeepMind, and yeah, it is also coming under a part of artificial intelligence called reinforcement learning. Yeah, this is some such AI timeline which has given you what are the things that were happened as far as this AI is concerned. And now I need to talk about one more point called, if AI winter was there, then when it has got break. Even though there are plenty of products were launched from some companies, still there are some rumors that were going on regarding this artificial intelligence, that it will struck, or it will halt, or it will hang after certain time. Yeah, there is some such thing in the market. And in the year 2010, there was a competition called ImageNet, which has given a breakthrough to the artificial intelligence. And in that competition, an algorithm connected with the deep learning has performed something great when compared to all other algorithms. And with that one, again, the complete market has looked into it, and from that point onwards, it has never taken its step back. And AI is rocking like anything from that point onwards. And the current era that we are living is considered to be the golden days of artificial intelligence, where we have tons of data, and we have high-end processing power, and we have a lot of algorithms. Yeah, now the era, what I'm trying to say is data science or artificial intelligence is one such domain that is creating a lot of opportunities in the market. Yeah, trust me, guys, it's one of the highest paid, and it is a hot technology in the market now. And no other technology is having a salutation for the post, something like data scientist. Yeah, you might be called as a developer or a system analyst or an architect or something like that, but data scientist is only connected with this artificial intelligence. That is the relevance of it in the market actually. And going forward, what are several types of artificial intelligence? Yeah, they can be classified into two categories based on its ability and functionality. And based on its ability, I can call them as a narrow, general, or super. Narrow AI is something like your chatbots. They are just going to replace a human in the case of answering queries. Yeah, whenever there is a requirement that I have to make a person to sit in front of a mobile or telephone to answer the queries, I can make the same to happen with the help of these chatbots or chatterbots, or I can call voice assistants. They are going to take the queries, and they are going to serve them in a better manner. Nowadays, these chatterbots are used to book a table in a restaurant, or book some tickets, or even book a slot in the saloon, or book an appointment with the doctor, or it is doing a lot of things. The complete business process outsourcing can be done with the concept of these narrow AIs. And the next one is a general AI. General AI is something like a far superior version when compared to narrow AI, and the best example is an autopilot. Yeah, here autopilot is autonomous, or sometimes also referred to as a self-driving car, where a car can be driven without a driver. Yeah, that is about general AI, and general AI is far superior because driving a car without a driver is very difficult when compared to answering a query by a computer, right? That's why general is far superior. And coming to super AI, yeah, its capability is beyond the human power. This is a hypothetical concept as of now. It is not yet in the market, and it's in the books, it's in the movies, it's in the discussions, but not yet available. Maybe in a decade, it might be available to its full extent. And whenever the super AI is in the market, then we have to be very cautious. Why? Because if machines are intelligent than human, then they might do some cause of some sort of damage to the human race. That is one such from the great people like Elon Musk or Stephen Hawkins are predicting the same. AI is the best and worst inventions ever happen in the technology, something like that. And even Sophia, whenever she was launched during her during her one of the interviews, she told that my target is to destroy the human race. Yeah, there are plenty of things connected with it. And coming to the functionality, yeah, it is something like reactive missions. Reactive missions are something like your chess games, that if there is a step, yeah, they are going to respond to that. And limited memory means again we can have these autopilot cars where it is going to store a lot of information about the journey, like the climatic conditions and the environment and the road situations and the speed limit and the traffic, plenty of those. It is going to store certain information so as to make our journey comfortable and safer. And theory of mind is another different category of this artificial intelligence, which is dealing with the emotions, especially, yeah, emotions in the sense the gestures, like whether a person is happy or sad or surprised or disgusting or angry, plenty of those. I can have plenty of emotions linked with the human, right? The same is going to be dealt by with the concept of theory of mind. And self-aware robots, they are again coming to this super AI. These missions are far intelligent and far capable in terms of when compared to humans. When compared to humans, yeah, that is. This is one such a slide that will give us a basic idea about the classification or types of this artificial intelligence. Yeah, going forward, yeah, these are some examples of the chatterbots available in the market. Like the first one is a Siri of Apple, and the Google Assistant, and the Cortana of Microsoft, and Alexa of Amazon, and Watson from IBM. Yeah, among these all, yeah, IBM is has got some speciality that it has been given some salutation called Dr. Watson. Yeah, why it is called as a Dr. Watson means it has been adopted by top-notch medical organizations and hospitals in uh, plenty developed countries, especially like US and other. And one more thing was this IBM is not only connected with the medical domain. Yeah, it can perform a lot. Like it was taken to watch a Wimbledon match once upon a time, and after that match, it has given a power packed highlights version of the match, uh, and it has created that one automatically. Yeah, it has based upon the player movements and the noise and the gestures done by the players in the field. Yeah, based upon plenty other parameters. Yeah, it has created a power packed highlights version. Yeah, which is awesome, to be frankly speaking. And this will all this will come under narrow AI. And coming to the other one, general AI. AI, it is nothing but the autopilots. Yeah, here you can watch the cars are being driven on the roads without a driver, or yeah, in Tesla, the car is being driven with the driver, but he is not handling the steering. And yeah, if I come to this Google Waymo, yeah, there is no driver at all. Yeah, automatically it is handling. And on the right hand side or the right bottom, we have a truck from Mercedes Benz which is carrying the goods automatically. Yeah, it is on autopilot. And yeah, there are two companies among these autopilots. One is Tesla Motors, which was founded by Elon Musk, a great guy in fact, and the other one is Google Waymo. These two are leading in this autonomous cars. Or there are some more companies like Mercedes Benz and Audi, Toyota, Uber. Yeah, they are also going to have. They are also going to handle these autopilots. They are also doing a lot of research for this one to happen. And coming to the technicalities of this autopilot, yeah, it is going to have a lot of components in it. Like if I want to drive a vehicle, what are the things that are actually needed? Or ICE or mandate that I have to see the road and the other vehicles and the traffic signals. ICE or mandate, and eyes, hands, legs, and brain. These four are very mandate, and they should be worked in sync so as to make my journey comfortable. Okay, and the same things are implemented with several sensors and components in the autopilots, like LiDAR is one such, which is going to detect the objects in front of the car by sending some light signals, and the radar is going to do the same by having the radioactive signals, and the cameras are for capturing the things in front of it, and the GPS is meant for navigation. And ultrasonic sensors is also sometimes called as a proximity sensors, which is going to identify the objects nearby. Especially they are used for maintaining enough distance between the other vehicles and ours. And here one such very vital component is artificial intelligence. There is a small computer. It's not small, it's even though it is small, it's very powerful. It is the heart of these autopilots, and this AI program, yeah, is going to decide, yeah, what to do, how to drive, how about to handle the bad environment conditions or climatic conditions, and what is the speed that I need to follow, and what about the lane disciplines, yeah, and what about the distance maintained between our vehicle and the others. Yeah, plenty of those. Yeah, these are all certain technologies that are linked with autopilot. And yeah, this is one such a great revolution in the field of technology. Yeah, very soon we can see these taxis or cars or trucks that are being driven without drivers. And reactive missions, they are talking about these chess games by Deep Blue from IBM, or I can talk about this AlphaGo, which is coming under a special category of machine learning called reinforcement learning from DeepMind. And yeah, in fact, this AlphaGo has defeated a pioneer in the same gaming called Lee. And yeah, theory of mind is all talking about this emotion recognition. Yeah, actually there are three things connected with this theory of mind. One is detection, other one is recognition, and the third one is emotion capturing. Yeah, detection is all about, yeah, if I can identify, if I have a look at the first image, if I can say that there are two people in the image, then it is nothing but detection. And if I can say there are in the image Barack Obama and Modi ji are there, yeah, if I can say that, then I am going to call that one as a recognition. That is the difference between detection and recognition. And coming to emotion, yeah, I can say Obama ji and Modi ji are waving at the people with happiness. That is called emotion capture. Yeah, all the three things are there as far as this theory of mind is concerned, and it is going to work with a technical mechanism called frontal arcade classifier, that is going to identify certain unique elements on the face, like eyes, nose, lips, and eyelids, ears, etc. And it will be trained based upon that, and based upon that training it will guess who they are. Yeah, that is how this theory of mind is all linked with. And coming to the strong AI, as I have told, when the intelligence of a machine has surpassed the human race, then it can be used fabulously, or it can do some sort of disasters, and we have to be very cautious with that. And These, if I have a look at the movies Terminator or iRobo or Our Own Robo from Shenko, and they are all they are all depicting the same, that when these machines had gone crazy, then the things that are going to happen to the human race cannot be imagined. Of course, this is just a hypothetical concept as of now. And coming to plenty of things linked with this artificial intelligence, these are all subdomains like deep learning, machine learning, natural language processing, expert systems or recommender systems, vision processing, speech processing, robotics, plenty of those. These are all subdomains that are connected with artificial intelligence. Here, from this slide, what I would like to tell you is artificial intelligence is not only old but also a very vast domain. That's why there are plenty of opportunities linked with it. I can get a lot of jobs, a lot of highly paid jobs if you are deserved for it. Of course, we need to learn a lot, we need to practice a lot, and we need to get some awareness on the technicalities of these things. And yeah, whatever the efforts you are keeping on training or learning these things, yeah, they will be highly fruitful. As far as the current statistics in the market, they are highly fruitful. And coming to the rapport between this artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, they are something like artificial intelligence is a big domain, and machine learning is a subdomain, and deep learning is a subdomain. Yeah, they are having a very strong relationship. And coming to machine learning, yeah, it is going to deal with the main tasks like uh, clustering, classification, and regression. And coming to deep learning, yeah, it is going to deal with certain things like image processing or natural language processing, and there are content extraction. There are certain complex tasks which can be done by this deep learning very effectively in a very accurate manner. And coming to artificial intelligence, it's everywhere nowadays. Yeah, it's in gaming like Deep Blue or DeepMind. It's in astronomy like weather prediction or how the life will be there on Mars, like a project that is going on by Elon Musk. It's in healthcare, like it is going to predict what about the diseases that are going to occur, and what about the status of an employee about diabetes or a heart condition, or even in some hospitals the robots are doing operations or surgeries. And coming to transport, driverless cars. Coming to agriculture, yeah, harvesting or identifying the weed plants and removing them. Or coming to education, the complete education can be done with this artificial intelligence, like based on the student status, it is going to design, or it is going to give a separate kind of questionnaire or topics or concepts to the student. And e-commerce, yeah, it is going to have a lot of predictions regarding sales or stock or sensex. And in movies, it's there like anything. And robotics is one such domain. If you have a look at the movie Transformers, there is a concept linked with it called mechatronics, which is the combination of mechanical engineering, computer science, electrical, and electronics, where this car or vehicle can be turned into a humanoid. Yeah, they are called uh, automatically conversion between these two, like a humanoid and a vehicle will be done. They are sometimes called as a killing missions, and it's an automotive. It's there. It's in Twitter. It's in Facebook of social media, and it's in Netflix or Amazon for recommendations. And in security, yeah, nearly almost 81 companies were there in this, especially cyber security using AI. Among them, there are certain companies which are billion-dollar companies. In finance, it's there. Yeah, it's almost everywhere. Or I can say artificial intelligence is omnipresent, or it is everywhere. And moving forward, these are certain companies that are going to make use of this machine learning like anything. Like all the top notch companies or the premier companies like Google, Amazon, Netflix, LinkedIn. Yeah, there are almost all the Facebook, all the companies are dealing with these artificial intelligence or machine learning applications in the companies. And these are certain other things like automatic translation. Yeah, if you have a look at Google Translate, that if I want to get a cup of tea in China without knowing Chinese, yeah, it is possible. I can open translate and I can say, yeah, I would like to have a cup of tea in English. Then automatically that will be translated to Chinese, and where the other guy will be getting me, and I will be served with a cup of nice tea. And traffic can be predicted, or recommendation engines like your Amazon, Netflix, YouTube, and online fraud detections like cyber crimes or email spam or financial frauds. All the such things are can be identified. Text and speech processing, email spams, image recognition, chatterbots, plenty of those. There are plenty of applications linked with machine learning. And yeah, nowadays I have told you already one thing called, it's the golden era of artificial intelligence that is running in the market. It's mainly because of three reasons. One is the high-end processing power, which is generally available with the concept of GPU. GPU stands for graphical processing unit, which is a high-end version of a central processing unit. Yeah, GPU is something like, if I can split a single CPU into small pieces where each processing unit is equipped with its own cache memory, then you can imagine what is the power of its processing. Like if you have some idea on Java, we are going to hear something like multi-threading, but with these GPUs, it's not just multi-threading. It's something beyond that, like hyper-threading. That is the power of GPU, the high-end processing power. And coming to tons of data that is available in the market now, like we got a lot of data from YouTube, Netflix, Twitter, Facebook, whatnot else. If you have a look at any social media, it is going to generate tons of data. And coming to a lot of algorithms like TensorFlow, Keras, Pandas, NumPy, Scikit-learn, GenSim, PyTorch, there are plenty of those. If you have a look at what is the programming language that I have to learn as far as this AI is concerned, Python is one such programming language that is highly recommended, because Python is having two beautiful features, that the code walkthrough in a Python program is very easy, and concise code can be written using Python. That if I have to write a logic in Java, if it is taking some 50 or 100 lines of code, the same thing can be done in Python using just 10 or 20 lines of code. That is the beauty of Python. And Python is one such programming language that is also budding in the market, and it is one of the top 5 trending programming languages of the year 2021. Yeah, please check that one also, guys. And deep learning is having its wide applications in computer vision. Not only computer vision, there are plenty of other applications also. Yeah, I will show you all such by taking some real-time examples in one of my later slides. Like natural language processing is one such, like your Google Translate will come under it, and the Quora automatic question answering system, or the chatterbots, or the parts of speech expansion, or the text summarization. If you are given a big paragraph, and automatically that can be summarized with the concept of natural language processing. And this is also a very popular domain, which is a part of artificial intelligence. The sentimental analysis, whether a particular review or comment is a negative, positive, or negative, there are plenty of things linked with it. And this is a complete, almost complete discussion about the natural language processing, which I have mentioned here. It's not a small thing, as I am discussing about the intro part of artificial intelligence. Just I am giving you what are the things that are connected with this artificial intelligence. But if I get into this, actually that's very deep and very interesting topics also. And yeah, let's dive into the real-time applications of artificial intelligence in the market. Like, yeah, if you have a look at this custom face application using AI, yeah, I can change a girl to a female to male, or I can change the hairstyle, or I can change the hair color, or I can change certain facial features, like I can change the nose of that person. I can make the nose to become sharp or big or pointing, or I can change the facial gestures, like smiling, or um, having mustache or beard, or I can have some spectacles. Like I can customize the faces such that I can see how they will be after some customization. And yeah, everyone has seen the Mona Lisa, who is standing in the same position on the paintings, but no one has seen Mona Lisa speaking or chatting or singing. But with the concept of deep fakes, which was inspired from a special category called GANs, Generative Adversarial Networks. Once again, a trending concept in artificial intelligence. These GANs have made this Mona Lisa to speak or to sing or to react. That is one more thing that was a small sort of revolution in the field of deep learning. And if the input is a blurred image, then automatically that can be converted into a gorgeous image with certain variations in hairstyle and facial features, along with wearing spectacles, etc. Yeah, that is also a part of image reconstruction, which is a very important application of deep learning. And coming to handwritten digit recognition, yeah, if I write anything on the paper, then if I give that one as an input to the deep neural network, then automatically it is going to recognize what is it. Like, it will come under a subtopic of deep neural networks called convolutional neural network, where I will be having input layer, output layer, and a lot of certain layers in the middle called hidden layers, where these hidden layers are going to learn certain things, what are horizontal lines available, what are vertical lines available, and what about the curvatures, and what about the augmentations. Like, if I take the letter 6, it can be written in a variety of formats. Like, it can be augmented in size, it can be rescaled, it can be shared, or it can be done in plenty of ways, right? In the same fashion, if the machine is trained with the plenty of variations of the same image, then it is going to learn how that image will look like, and based on that probability of matching or similarity, it is going to identify or fire the perfect output neuron as far as the input is concerned. And this is one such application that is talking about the mask detection. Yeah, whenever we are going to wear the mask, it is telling, or it is greeting us with thanks that I have kept this mask. Or even gender classification or age prediction can also be done with the concept of this artificial intelligence. And object detection, yeah, I can identify who is there in the picture or video, like a car or a person or a football or a horse or a dog or any musical instrument. Yeah, plenty of those. That is one such thing linked with object detection. And AI is very widely used in health domain. As I told you already, it can predict about the diseases that are going to occur, or it can tell us the state of a patient who is suffering with diabetes or any liver oriented issues or heart related issues, and plenty of those. And to move forward, these robots are in a position to do surgeries where the human cannot do it perfectly. And yeah, there is a special feature that was equipped with the mobiles called night sight, that if I take a image in the darkness, then based upon some changes in the settings, I can see an image that as it was taken during the daylight. Yeah, that is one such thing related with artificial intelligence. And yeah, plenty of those. If I go on speaking like this, there are plenty of things connected or linked with artificial intelligence. Trust me, guys, in one of the recent domains in computers engineering, like cloud computing, big data, or cyber security, or few others, artificial intelligence is one such which is rocking and trending in the market like anything. This is going to have a very very good market. Just to try this one also, guys. Try to have, or try to make your hands dirty by learning this artificial intelligence, deep learning, or machine learning. And these are our details where you can reach us through this phone number, or this is our website or mail IDs. And we are all doing it for a great cause, that so as to build a strong nation. As a part of it, as to make the education illustrative, informative, and entertaining, for from the students level to the engineering level. Yeah, we have collaborated with the Mill app, and this is one such link. If you are interested, yeah, you can support us, guys. And that's all from my side for this session, and wishing you a very very happy new year. And thank you, goodbye, good day.